What matters is, do you get to the end without regret? Do you get to the end feeling like you've learned everything you could from each and every lesson? Because when you get to the end, if you're one of the lucky ones who actually has time to do a retrospective on your life before this project closes, I hope you have so many smiles on that board of all of the things you learned and experienced during the project. Welcome to the Highly Inquisitive podcast, where we embrace the magic of a messy life and adopt the balance is bullshit mindset. I'm your host, Gabs, and I'm here to help you question everything you thought you knew about balancing it all in 10 minutes or less. As a woman who has built a successful life on her terms despite all of life's odds against me, I help you navigate the real stuff, your fears, your self-doubt, and the messy reality of actually chasing your dreams. Loving life doesn't mean life gets easier, but it certainly means it gets more enjoyable and we can stop feeling so freaking overwhelmed in the process. Let's go create a life that's anything but boring. Raise your hand if you have failed every single delegation aspect of a personality test out there, like I have. Because delegation was a curse word to me. It was a dirty, nasty, gross word that we did not do and we did not take pride in. Until I realized it has nothing to do with being in control. I am type A perfectionist who landed in project management as a professional career because that was the perfect job to get rewarded for that crap. Did your reports look great? Did you deliver things on time? Did you have everything in the work breakdown structure? Have you talked to every stakeholder? It was all of these places and people and things that needed you, and all of these very unique and special ways to say, yep, I did what I was supposed to. Look at me winning. We're taught in project management training, by definition, a project has a defined scope, a defined timeline, and it has to have an end. If it doesn't have an end, it's a program. Are you treating your life like a project where you know the end is happening, but you take ownership over the budget and the resources and how quickly you run? Because the end of this project, the goal, the North Star, it's not to die, because that's going to happen anyway. Just like every project is going to go out of budget. It's going to happen. What matters is, do you get to the end without regret? Do you get to the end feeling like you've learned everything you could from each and every lesson? Because when you get to the end, if you're one of the lucky ones who actually has time to do a retrospective on your life before this project closes, I hope you have so many smiles on that board of all of the things you learned and experienced during the project. Because you are going to mess up. We are all going to have things in our life that we would do differently if we had another chance at them. But we don't have the power to go back and change that. Now, what is learned from our life as a whole is going to carry forward with the next generations. And so this brings me to looking at the real power in the journey of life that comes with knowing the end's already taken care of. My leadership team, whether that's God, source, universe, however you identify with your leadership team, they've already dealt with the scope and when this project's going to end. They're just asking you to manage and navigate the journey in the middle. And so if you already know it's taken care of, do you finally give yourself permission to show up in the middle and actually freaking enjoy the journey? Because otherwise, you're trying to control the outcome of everything that happens. Like, you forgot to celebrate how incredible this journey has been for you and will continue to be. I will tell you, I learned this the most from my husband. The other night, I was telling him about a challenge that I'm putting together for the overwhelmed and over it community. And I start describing that it's going to have journal prompts and daily affirmations and a kick-ass playlist to break through whatever's holding us back in the community right now. And I'm showing him web pages and, content plans and all of these things. And he is such a great cheerleader of my work. He said, "What is an affirmation?" If you are one of my solopreneur babes, just take note that that's a perfect example of speaking your audience's language. He is not my target audience, but if he was, I would have clearly missed the mark because he doesn't even know what the heck I'm talking about. So anyway, I start explaining to him an affirmation. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I do that every morning. When I'm brushing my teeth, look in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, today's going to be a good day." And I start cracking up because if you have ever met my husband, you're his friend. You may not agree with everything that he says or does, but he just has this energy that you will be friends with him. If you are feeling shy, you're going to want to come and talk to him. I wish I had just an ounce of his charisma, or what do the kids say now? Riz. There's one thing that he's really taught me that has allowed me to truly, truly love every day, even though they're messy, even though I still get overwhelmed, is that we're both truly okay when our time comes. We have prepared for that time to come, which has helped the planner in me. That I know what money my kids will have. I know what goes to probate court and what doesn't. I know that they have the documentation they need to get access to things. And I know that there's millions of dollars of business ideas that are in my notes app that I have given specific instructions into my best friend what to do with them. So now I just enjoy it. The end's taken care of. So I'm just here and I'm going to love every single minute of this journey. And my husband has lived that way for the entire 19 years that I have known him. And I promise you, when he tells you he doesn't want a funeral when he dies, he only wants a party. He means it. Because he has lived fully every single day he's been given on this earth. And he's proud of that. So I want you to think about it. Does the end feel ready? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you don't have a will. Maybe you don't have a trust for your kids. Maybe you haven't figured out whether you want to be cremated or buried. I know those are hard conversations to have or hard things to think about. But I want you to do it for your own sanity. Because once you know the end is taken care of, you have nothing left but to fill the journey with as much fun and memories and learnings and lessons that you can. And when you do that, you see every day as the greatest adventure. And you're ready to show up fully and experience it. Thank you for connecting with me on this episode of Highly Inquisitive. Remember, life is messy, balance is bullshit, and you are capable of amazing things. But wait, before you leave, I have to share this with you. I just opened the doors to the Overwhelmed and Over It, Pay What You Can community. This is the space I'm holding for you when you're ready to ditch the overwhelm and create a life that feels authentically yours. And I want you to know I'm here to support you, cheer you on, and remind you that you're never alone in the chaos. Sometimes you just need a little guardrails and a little support on the journey. Head to gabshayes.com/community, and I'll also drop the link in the show notes to grab your spot. I'd love to help you chase your dreams one messy step at a time.